paper 3 was the worst. When private candidates got paper 3 yesterday, people started to hand up their paper like flies. I wanted to know what madness that was. Paper 3 was set by the devil himself. And they won't believe the kind of comments people has write after exams. Real kicks. Do paper 3 please, paper 3 is so hard. Requesting to do paper 3. Hey Cohen, can you do paper 3 please? And even up on the very last video, people asking about this paper 3 boy to do it. Hi, so good day, I'm doing Maths January and I'm following you right until the exam day. Shout out to Nadisha Johnson. Oh, I exalt your name there. Nadisha Johnson. Thanks a lot, I'm practicing on my own, but I'm going to do paper 3 for the first time. Is it possible for you to do an example on what's coming on? Please and thank you, sir. And Lovey Tango, thank you for your video, but you said nothing about paper 3. Can you please? Lovey Tango, there's a name Lovey Tango. Please report to the Dean's office for being rude to your YouTube maths teacher. But you said nothing about paper 3. Can you please? You want me to review the video I do because I didn't say anything about it. 1,000 lines for you, Tango. I must have patience because my maths teacher is busy changing Pampers 3 o'clock in the night. Let me do some paper 3. Alright, so some things to note about the paper 3 before we get started. 1. The paper 3 compulsory, boy. You're not choosing here. Each question is 10 marks and it could come from any topic on the syllabus. That's why people is be like, ooh, about this paper. It's just this paper is just like a flip of the coin. So even though I'm gonna do this past paper now, keep in mind that it can come from anything on the syllabus. So you just have to be ready for them. You have to be ready for them. Your maths have to be on point. And they seem to be testing a lot of reasoning and logic in these questions. Alright, and by the way, this paper I was kind of bootleg. You see what's going on here? Let me read this for you. I don't have the official copy yet, so I just have this kind of, look at that. The internal angle in degrees of a quadrilateral are this, and this. Find the value of x. Alright, so you can see how anytime there's an algebraic thing, we just read over it. We just say this. Your mind don't even pick it up. Alright, so that is 12x plus 15, 17x minus 10, x plus 50. I hope that's x plus 50. And 15x plus 35. So I hope them things correct. And I working as if those things are correct, right? So this is the first question that people see. And when they see this just throw them off. And as the girls say, people start to hand up the paper like flies. Alright, this is how you do this question. You would say the internal angles in a quadrilateral equal 360 degrees. Because it's a quadrilateral, so everybody adding up to 360 degrees, right? Like a rectangle, the internal angles add up to 360. You're supposed to know your internal angles. So this paper really tests you on your mathematics. If you didn't understand a good deal of maths, this paper was saying, hold that, brother man. Yeah, let's go for it. So 12x plus, right, you see what happening here, right? So I'm taking each individual angles. These are the angles and they must add up to 360 degrees. So yeah, so we just put it to 360 degrees there. And then you have your nice long algebraic equation here, linear. So you group up all the x's. That's what I would do. Take all the x's and then take all the numbers and put it equal to thing. You don't need to put no what is called a rectangle around it like me, right? Go forward. So then you simplify, bring across the 90, divide by the 45, you get x equals 6. And since that x equals 6, it will out real nice there. You could actually take this and plug it back into these to double check your answer. Because if it's one thing, you had some time in this paper, right? Plug it back into these and see if these angles add up to 360 when you use x as 6. But that's overkill. That's just a double check your work when you're coming back through, right? There's always a way to find your answer and double check your answer and see if it works. Anyway, so that's how you got the first 2 marks in this paper. See this working? It was a little challenging if you wasn't too top up in the maths now, boy, and that could just make people just strip off. This was the next question. Remember, this paper I get was kind of bootleg, eh? Look at the quality of the dark and thing. Anyhow, the diagram below, not drawn to scale, shows 4 straight lines. POQ, OA, OC, CB. OA is parallel to CB. So parallel lines, same gradient. OA, BC. Alright, them kind of alternate angles thing going and play off here one time, or corresponding angles equal. So check that chapter on alternate and corresponding angles in your textbook. That was the clue for this. Given that OA bisects POC, so this line OA, this line OA is bisecting POC. Understand what that means? It split the angle in two. So my judgment on that is that this is 6. Wait, what's going on there, bro? That pencil point could be smaller than that. My judgment on that is this could be 62 degrees as well. If this bisected this big angle here, this AO bisect the angle, it means this is 62 and that must be 62. Alright, so yeah, hopefully that'll come out to play later on in the question, but I just mention it. First thing they want you to play is that. First thing they want you not to play with to find out is A. So A, there's angle A. In case you're not seeing it there, I'm just so sorry about the quality, but I'll just take this until we can do better. Angles on a straight line equal to 180 degrees. Also corresponding angles are equal. Why did I write that? In other words, this angle here, let me see if I can get that same nice bright color there, boy. This angle here is 62. That angle is 62 because it must be equal to this angle there. Check up your rules again. And since this angle is 180, it means that this angle here is 62. 180 take away 62, right? So A is 180 take away 62, 118 degrees. Our next one mark. But each mark was kind of tough to come by in this paper. It was a little tough. Because remember, every single mark in this paper stands for actual percent. Every single mark. The paper is out of 20 marks and it goes for 20%. So every single mark is like you're earning 1% one time with a mark. That is the highest mark to percentage ratio ever in maths there. All the papers. Alright. Next one they wanted you to find was B, right? So remember I talked about B, right? So B actually, let me just go back here and look at this. This is B. This is 62, and it turns out that there's a next 62 here because it bisected. So if this is 62 and 62, 62 plus 62, what is that? 124 something. So 124, it means that this angle B, all that yellow looking kind of. Anyhow, so this angle B is going to be 180 take away 124. Good. Alright. Since AO bisects POC, B is 180 take away 2 times 62, B is 56. So hopefully that, that's sit down well with you. Let's go forward. So for this question, you may find the following formulas right. I understand what people say about this exam being written by the devil himself. Because have a look about it. It's just looking so strange. It's like, whoa. Wow. But the questions, I know some people going and be so you could say that you use a maths teacher, but I personally find the questions not so bad, man. It's not so bad. If you take time and read the question properly and decode what it is they're asking you for, the answers are in front of you there. So for this question, they actually gave you the formulas that you would have to use. Need some water. They give you the formulas that you have to use to solve this thing. Farmer construction storage tank, blah 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 blah. Shape of the tank is take your time and read this. Pause the video and read this. Or you probably can't read it. A farmer constructs a storage tank as shown in the diagram below. The shape of the tank consists of a cylindrical body of height 3.5 meters. That is the cylinder there. Zoop, zap, zoop, zoop. And diameter 8 meters and a conical roof of vertical height 1.2. Hey, look out, you see that triangle playing off there, right? And to have L here. So obviously they're going to hit us. And but what's the base of this triangle, boy? The base of this triangle is, well, if this whole thing here is 8, because I'm watching the button now. If this whole thing here is 8, the base of this triangle had to be 4 meters. And you'd be able to find out L using Pythagoras theorem. That's the first question. Calculate the slanted height L of the roof. So you see that? 1 mark one time. But you see how it's going for 1 mark. That's a traditionally that 2 mark kind of thing, right? But it's 1 mark. They're making you fight for them marks in this paper. So remember that. Anyhow, 1.24. This is certainly not drawn to scale because the 1.2 looking bigger than the 4. According to Pythagoras theorem, this is 2 C's there, you can't see it, but remember this maths in English. A, B, C, pay a little explanation. If you're going and use the C squared, A squared plus B squared thing, make sure you have a right angle there, that's showing a right angle there as well. Can't see that, so let me do it over again. Right angle there, right? So now you're going with the question. L squared, you substitute now. C is really L, that's L there. And your A and B is that, right? And you substitute. And I decided to put it to like about 4.18. I round it off to 4.18. 3 significant figures. You normally say for 3 significant figures in these kind of questions. Do less than 3. Alright, so that's 1 mark. Assume the storage tank is completely sealed and is to be filled with diesel from an opening at the top. So they're using diesel in this tank. They're hiding diesel in this tank. Find the capacity in meter cube of the tank inclusive of the capacity. Volume. We're looking for volume. We're looking for volume of cone, volume of cylinder. The volume of the cylinder, this actually in the formula sheet at the start of the paper. This is not. So guess what? They gave you something you could use here. Scroll back. Bam. Volume of the cone. I say cone, right? Right, so cone. The volume of the cone is given to you here. 1/3 of the base area, and the base area is pi r squared, because that's the area of a circle, by the perpendicular height. So yeah, you could make it true. You could make it true, partner. So that's this here, 1/3 pi r squared by height. That's for the cone, and for the cylinder is pi r squared h, which was at the start of the paper given in your formula sheet. So I really think this 2 marks. Nobody had an excuse not to get this 2 marks. If you watch the question and think about it, you can do that, right? So you're just substituting there. Now I put H1 and H2 here. I hope you can see that. The reason I do that is because H1 and H2 there, seen it? Is because I don't want to have those 2 H's mean something totally different. This is H1 and this is H2. This one is the height of the cone. This one is the height of the cylinder, right? So just clarifying that a little bit there, brother man. So the height of the cone was 4. No, that is R. That is R. Go forward. The height of the cone was 1.2. Yeah, I put it in as an afterthought there, boy. Height of the cone was 1.2. This was 3.5. Substitute. You can take your time and pause it and watch it back if you're not seeing it. Watch it and make sure you see what I substitute for what and everything. Take your time. You want to do your thing in your maths. You want to get your marks. Make sure you understand everything. Come on, Kerwin. Alright, so yeah. So show the total curve surface area. So if we talk about curve surface area, we're not talking about the base. That's not a curve. I mean, it's a circle, but we're not talking about the edge of the circle. We're talking about the curved surface area. So I personally, I think they're talking about, this cylinder part here, the surface area outside the cylinder. Like if you're thinking a toilet roll, the toilet roll ply, right? And the curved surface area of here. Now, how do you find the curved surface area of a cone? Go back. That's what your mind's supposed to think. Oh, yes, they give it to us. Right, so curved surface area is equal to pi r times slant height, which we just found. Wow, and they say show that. Let me explain something to you why that is a beautiful thing, eh? Because if they say show that it is this, and you're going to use one of your readings from before, your L which you found out, it means you're going to see if your L was correct, because if it work out, it means your L correct. There's a way to check over your answer there. If it did not work out, you might want to go back and check and make sure you do your working correct for your L. Anyhow, so the total curved surface is equal to the curved surface area of the cone, that is this, and the curved surface area of the cylinder, that is that. So, by the way, my handwriting is real beautiful on this thing, but all you have to understand, I'm writing it with my finger on an iPad. I don't have the pen thing, so yeah, just had you know. So this was the formula, and this was the formula here. Curved surface area on a cylinder. You should know that formula, by the way. That formula is, you want the diameter, because it's like a net. If this come out like a net, you want length by breadth, right? That's the net of that. I hope you know what I mean by net. Remember the net of a cylinder? But we don't want the circle part, we just want this part. So you want the diameter, which is this 2 pi r. 2 pi r is the diameter by the height here. And that will give you the curved surface area of this. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, so go on the substitution part. You all should look through that part. Once you understand the question, you know, you just substitute and it worked out 140.42 to the nearest square meter. Yes sir, it's 140 meters squared. So that means my answer is sweet. That means the stuff I was doing before made sense according to CXC. I'm sure about them marks. The farmer wishes to paint the exterior. Oh gosh, this question is like, it just keeps giving you more and more. The farmer wishes to paint the exterior of the tank, given that 1 gallon equals 3.79 liters. I don't know what they put that for. Just work with liters. Don't bother to go to gallon and then convert to liters and then go, just stick with your liters, because they're going to ask you for the answer in liters. And why are we talking about gallons? We're living in the liter stage of things. Anyhow, of paint covers 30 meters square of the surface, determine the amount of paint, blah 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 blah. I don't understand this question. Wishes to paint the exterior of the tank. Sometimes I read it over until your brain decides to cooperate. The farmer wishes to paint the exterior of the tank. What are they talking about? Oh, the outside of the tank we're painting up, right? Given that 1 gallon equals 3.79 liters. 1 gallon of the tank. No, 1 gallon of the paint covers 3. Alright, so 1 gallon of the paint covers 30 meters square of the surface. Determine the amount of paint needed in liters to completely paint the whole of the outside of the tank. So we done find out the curved surface area. The only thing we need to add in now is this little area here, right? I think you need to add in this area because the base of the tank is still the exterior. So yeah, I would add in that. So the exterior is the curved surface area which you found, plus the base. The base is pi r squared. So that brings it up to 190. And you know, every 30 meters squared doing this amount of liters now, boy. Every 30 meters squared doing 3.79 liters. So if you want to find out how much this will do, I'm looking like a divide, not so? So you divide. So I could write it like this. I could say 30 meters equals 3.79 liters of paint. So therefore, 190.24 meters squared will be equal to 3.79 divided by 30, multiply by this. Remember that kind of technique. You bring this underneath and you multiply by this. Yeah, that's how you do it. So anyhow, that will go to 24.03 liters. That making sense? Yeah. This was how much you do 30. This for that amount. Yeah, that makes sense. Right? Now, I hope we included base in the answer, because the base is part of the exterior of the tank, in my opinion. So I think that may be the trick there. And that went for 2 marks, although this question could have just as easily go for 3 marks just because of this part. Alright, and that is the end of the first question. A lot of minutes have passed. I'm going 20 plus minutes here, so I will do the second question in another video. I hope you understood everything that happened here and it helped to shed some light on this. Keep in mind the paper 3 that you get could come from anything on the syllabus. It literally says that in the syllabus that the questions could come on anything. Some clues for what type of question they're going to do. It's usually going to be a kind of practical thinking question, something to like match with your SBA. So it may be a real life. Much of the question may be about a real life kind of topic. You know, like you see this tank and diesel and paint and something kind of real like that. So they're looking at topics like that. So far we see linear programming in the specimen, and now we've seen some measurement stuff here. Measurement, and it did. Okay, I ran out of space for this T. Alright, so let me stop talking and I'll go and watch some other fun video or something to get this patriotic system. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to press like on the video. See you all for the next question in the next video. Later.